Just let your fro grow. Just let your fro grow. We have a serious problem amongst black women today. Let's talk about the fact that half of y'all out here with no edges and going bald, losing hair on your crown, your hair's thinning, and you're wondering why. Like, you're wondering why your hair won't grow. You're wondering why you're losing hair and your hair is thinning. Honey, if you have a weave or an extension, or you wearing braids and twists all the time talking about you want your hair to grow, or you finding ways to help your hair grow, and it's not working for you, then it's time to give that up. It's time to realize that those protective styles are not always good for your hair. And I feel like, a lot of women are saying that, they wear protective styles so that their hair can grow because they don't bother with their hair. But in the meantime, when you have protective styles, you're covering up your hair, and your hair is growing thin and limp and frail and fragile instead of thick and luscious. And I know that I would experience that when I would wear my weaves and my wigs, and I would braid up my hair underneath the wig or the weave. And when I take my hair out, my hair would be really soft, but it would be very fragile and easy and prone to breakage. It wasn't growing strong and healthy and thick like it does now. Like, I have no problem growing my hair back, after doing the big chop for the third time in my life. But a lot of women, have different issues why they're wearing, they're losing hair. One of them is self-induced, of course, with the wigs and the weaves and the extensions. That's a serious issue amongst black women. But other women, they have health issues, of course, and another thing being stress. Black women, I was just talking to this one lady today. I went to this natural hair event, and this lady was sharing with me about how she had experienced a lot of stress on her job. And she was telling me that her hair started to thin out, and she was getting different patches all throughout her hair where she was losing hair and it was becoming thin. And she said she went to a doctor. The doctor ran tests. They took her blood, and they ran all kind of tests and examined her to find out what was the problem. And they said she was healthy. She was perfectly fine. And so she went back to another doctor, and the doctor concluded that it was stress. The reason why she was losing hair was due to stress. And she didn't believe that doctor. She went and got a second opinion, and that doctor confirmed that it was the stress that was causing her hair to break off. So, and then she went on to explain how when you're stressed out, it depletes your magnesium levels and your vitamin D. And your body is trying so hard to balance you out when you're stressed out, that even if you try to replenish yourself with the nutrients that you need, like the vitamin D and the magnesium, you're not really getting adequate nourishment because your body is fighting so hard to balance your magnesium levels and your vitamin D levels that you're not even nourishing yourself when you try to put those things into your body. So stress is very serious. It's like an illness or a sickness, when you're stressed out. And it shows, one of the places that it shows is in your hair, and you start to lose hair because of the low magnesium and the low vitamin D levels. And I'm sure that there's other things that take place as well as to why you're losing hair. But if you have a lot of stress in your life, that can be the cause of a lot of things. And I know black women, we experience a lot of things, and I experienced that myself because I was listening to her story, and I was thinking to myself, well, I know that same thing happened to me because I was losing my hair at the crown of my head right here. It was getting thin and it was shorter than the rest of my hair. My hair was, you know, pretty long, and just the top of my head the hair started to break off, and it was like really short. And you know, I came to the conclusion, like I realized that I was stressed out because of something that I heard about, how stress can cause your hair to break off. And I was thinking to myself, yep, that was me, because I was trying to balance my job and, you know, working the business, managing a business while managing my home life, you know, 2 children and a husband. And I realized that, you know, the stress was causing me to, you know, my hair to break off. And also, you know, transitioning from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C., like making that big move, and just a lot of stuff going on. And I talk about that a lot, how, you know, I had like a breakdown where I had to be hospitalized because I was just dealing with a lot of stress and a lot of things in my life. And it showed in my hair. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to do the big chop for the 3rd time, because I was experiencing breakage. So I know how it is, women, when you're stressed out and you're losing your hair. And some women, they have their own, you know, sicknesses and things like that they're dealing with, to where they have, you know, hair loss and that sort of thing. However, some of the hair loss that Black women are experiencing is not due to stress or sickness. It's because we are wearing hair wigs and hair weaves and extensions and saying that it's to protect our hair, when it's really not. It's damaging our hair, and it's damaging our self-esteem, because it's like we rather go through this, you know, all this extreme to you know, achieve a European standard of beauty, instead of embracing our own hair and loving on ourselves and taking care of our own hair so that it can grow beautifully, lush, you know, luscious, and flourish and thrive. And our hair, you know, we don't have to manipulate our hair and keep, you know, straightening it and blow drying it and that sort of thing. Our hair wants to grow curly. That's just how it is. Our hair wants to be big and full, and it wants to stand up. It wants to defy gravity. So just leave it alone. Like, it doesn't have to, you don't have to manipulate, you don't have to do anything to it. Just let it grow out, and just let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Let that afro be, let it be. Just let it be, y'all. Let that hair grow, let your fro grow. Let it just flourish and thrive and do its thing. We don't need to be out here, Black women, going bald with no hair. Everybody's talking about how we bald headed because you gotta have these weaves and carrying on. Like, it's gonna get to the point where you're gonna need that wig and that weave because you don't have any hair underneath. Like, why would you damage your own beautiful, pretty hair for something that's false, that's fake, that doesn't belong to you? You know, if you have any hair left, I am saying, let the weave go, let the wigs go. Don't end up, you know, years later you regretting it because you have no hair, and you know, and you're still trying to look like a European standard of beauty with these straight hairstyles and that sort of thing. And even if you are doing the natural hair wigs and weaves, like, it's still a wig and it's still a weave, and it's still, you know, making your hair grow limp and fragile and prone to breakage. Like, that's why I'm saying, Black women, we have to get away from that. We have to get away from that wig and weave and protective style, which is a weave by another name. We have to get away from that. We have to start embracing our own beauty, our own selves. We have to start loving on ourselves and building ourselves up as Black women. And it starts with a change of your mindset. I say all the time that the change doesn't start with the hairstyle. It starts with your mindset. You have to start believing the positive things about your hair, the things that are true about your hair. Like, your hair is just naturally curly and thick and full, and sometimes it can get dry, but there's products that can manage that. And you have to stop believing the negative stigmas or the negative things about your hair, and start embracing what you have. I mean, it's just that simple. You know, it starts with changing how you think. How you think about yourself, how you think about your hair. Stop hating on your hair, stop hating on yourself. Embrace what you have. Like, truly just say, I love it. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to take care of myself. Taking care of yourself does not, you know, it does not involve putting a wig on or putting a weave in your hair. Taking care of yourself means regular protein treatments, steaming your hair, conditioning your hair, you know, occasionally braiding it up or twisting it up in a your own hair in a protective style so that it can grow. I mean, I'm not a big advocate for protective styles where you have to add hair and wear wigs and weaves as a protective style. Protective styles to me are just getting cornrows or just twisting up your hair. That to me is a protective style. So doing things like that, that to me is taking care of your hair, because you're taking care of yourself. You're taking care of your hair. So that's what we need to get to. Just loving ourselves and loving our hair. And the sad truth is that a lot of black women would rather go bald than to wear their natural hair. And that is where the problem lies. When you don't love yourself enough to say, I'm going to just do me, I'm going to be me, I'm going to live my life the way that I was born, then that's an issue that needs to be resolved. That's something that we need to heal from and stop hating on ourselves and hating what we have and hating our hair and that self-hate that we get from other people and that we put on ourselves. We need to get away from that. We need to start healing from that. And so, like I said, it starts with a change of your mindset, change the way you think, change the way you talk to yourself, and start loving what you have. Start embracing your God-given beauty. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, black women. So just go out there and be amazing. You are amazing. You're beautiful. We're beautiful. Okay? I mean, seriously, our hair is gorgeous. And like, you have to really realize that it is really something to be admired, not something that should be hidden or, you know, changed or manipulated to the point where it's unrecognizable. Realize that what you have to offer this world is enough, is awesome, that you are born distinctively to be who you are, and you have to give the world what you have, because the world needs what you have. So anyway, I just wanted to get on and say that, you know, we have a real issue that needs to be addressed, and it starts with a change in mindset in order to grow and heal from there. And so thank you for watching. If you guys like this video, give it a like and subscribe for more. Make sure you take care of yourself, love yourself, and be yourself naturally.